In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 15 micro habits that will automatically make people see you as more professional and reputable that you can implement almost immediately in your life and see results literally tomorrow. We all know how professionalism is such an important quality, especially if you're looking for a job or new opportunities, but a lot of people don't know that professionalism actually takes you to new territory. For example, through my YouTube and networking, I got an opportunity this last week to MC at an event for Generation AI. And while I was at this event, not only was I getting paid, but I was getting paid to introduce CEOs, top executives, and talented engineers who are literally designing the future of AI. And I wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't have my YouTube channel. So how did I maintain professionalism throughout this event? Number one, I didn't box myself in. I accentuated who I am in a professional manner. Professionalism is not being a cookie cutter version of what you think people want to see you as. It's showing up as the most confident version of yourself while still maintaining your authenticity. And something that's so cool about being in environments like this is when you put yourself out there, you get that energy back. I had so many of these people come up to me, introduce themselves, and tell me how impressed they were with how professional I was. So the first micro habit is to stop disclaiming yourself and start believing that you are already in the room. And this begins with your language. So instead of saying things like, "I'm not sure," before you say your opinion, start saying, "Here's my perspective." Unless you are saying, "I'm not sure," because you genuinely don't know, don't say phrases before you say a statement or something that you think that make you seem unconfident. And this is so difficult if you've been trained to constantly downplay yourself. I used to believe that I needed more experience or a bigger title in order to act professional, but professionalism starts before you get the role. So the next time you get an opportunity or you get the chance to go to a job interview or an event, show up as if you already belong. And I know for the people out there who have anxiety, this might be a little bit scary at first. And here's some micro habits that'll help you do that. Check your posture. Posture is so important. Even take a deep breath in, roll your shoulders back before you step into these rooms. Or even if it's digital, before you get on a Zoom call. I know we've all had a day where we've gotten on a Zoom call and we just rolled out of bed, but it's still important to present as your best self, even if you're going on a Zoom call. Another micro habit is to pause before you speak instead of saying likes or ums. I made a video all about speaking clearly and learning how to be more of a conversationalist. I'll link it up in the cards. But when you're nervous, it can be easy to continue talking or to drag on your words, but sometimes less is more. Number 4, dress like the highest version of yourself. When you look good, you feel good. Especially in professional settings, do not feel bad if you are the best dressed there, because it's better to be the best dressed than the worst dressed. And also, dress modest. If you want to be seen as professional, modesty is not an option. Some things that I see people forget is often having your toes out is not technically modest. Just because those heels that you wear out to the club are cute doesn't mean you're going to wear them to a business meeting. As you're transitioning into being more of a grown woman, you're going to have to let go of some of the things you used to wear. For example, crop tops. I had to throw away so many different crop tops. Some of the shirts I had that I felt like were super professional were not actually professional because they literally cut off at my stomach. Now, that doesn't mean you have to dress like this all the time, but again, if you're wanting to be seen as more professional, your attire matters. Now, obviously, you don't need to show up in a full pantsuit, right? But sometimes showing up in business casual will automatically make you feel better. Something that I've been asking myself recently is, would future me wear this to that opportunity? And if the answer is yes, then I'm not going to feel insecure and I'm not going to put any more thought towards, oh my God, is what I'm wearing like too much, or am I trying to be something I'm not? Because as you transition into dressing more professional, you naturally let go of parts of yourself that you no longer resonate with. And for my students out there, if you want to find some good professional clothing for cheap, go to a thrift store, especially thrift stores in really nice areas, because oftentimes these business professionals will donate their business professional clothing. Number 5, let's talk about communication. And yes, we have to talk about ChatGPT, okay? I'm tired of the emails that sound exactly like ChatGPT wrote them. We're not stupid. That doesn't mean you can't use ChatGPT to write your emails, but you need to pay attention to how ChatGPT types versus how you type. Those long dashes, the odd spacing, the vocabulary that doesn't sound like you. I mean, seriously, I'm not telling you to stop using chat. I'm just saying to reread it and make sure it sounds like you. I'd rather you use ChatGPT to write something than not respond at all. In fact, ask ChatGPT, how can I make this sound more professional? Number 6 is to be resourceful. If you have a question about how to do something at a job, please Google it first. Like, ask ChatGPT, do something. We live in the age of the internet, so obviously you can figure out these things without having to go to upper management to figure it out. That's in a job sense, but even just in general. If you're constantly asking questions that are easily accessible or have already been said, it gives you a lack of credibility and people are gonna think, is this person just not listening to me? And if you do have to ask, instead of asking and being like, well, how do I do this? Be like, oh, so I tried doing this, but it's not working. Can you help me? When you get in the habit of troubleshooting before asking someone, it helps you seem more independent. Number 7, be on time. In fact, I need to tell myself that I have to leave 15 minutes before I actually do in order to be on time. And I completely understand this. I'm the type of person who naturally runs late, so obviously I need to account for the 15 minutes where I forget my keys or I need to do something in order to get out the door. Giving myself more than enough time to get ready is what has actually allowed me to be more of a respectable person. This also goes into time blocking in whatever way helps you. For me, I have to use things like to-do lists, a physical planner, and a digital planner. And not everyone's brain is the same, and I can make an entire video outlining what I currently do in order to time block my schedule, so let me know if you guys want that down in the comments. And while you're at it, please be sure to like this video and subscribe. It really helps push out my videos and helps me make more videos like this for you guys. Number 8, being professional doesn't mean you have no boundaries, okay? A lot of people assume that if they just say yes to their job, that's what's gonna make people respect them. No. I know it might be hard, but sometimes telling your boss, I have to prioritize other things right now, is way better than just feeling like, oh, well, I guess I could, like I might be able to squeeze you in. No, because that makes your boundaries seem like they're shaky. It's 100% okay if you can't do something. Don't act like you're thinking in front of someone. That is so important. Instead, say, let me think about it. Delaying your yes doesn't mean you're a bad person. You don't need to answer someone right on the spot, especially if you're off the clock and the way you want to be more professional is in your job. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is giving yourself time to think and know if you're actually able to commit to something. Number 9, let's talk about cursing. In most professional settings, I'd say don't do it. But here's actually the truth. Cursing isn't always unprofessional, but it's rarely strategic and it rarely makes you look good. But audience really does matter with this. If you're speaking to Gen X or even boomers, rarely it will land. Like usually if you cuss in front of a boomer or Gen X, they're automatically gonna think you're unprofessional. But I noticed with millennials and Gen Z, tone really does matter. So number 1, never do anything name calling. Like do not use cursing when you're calling someone a name, and don't call someone or talk bad about someone in general. If you want to be seen as professional, do not gossip about someone. And listen, it might be really tempting, especially when everyone in the workroom is talking about a specific coworker, but don't engage in those conversations because it separates you from people who only want to talk crap about others in their life. Think about if people were talking about you like that. It might feel in the moment that you want to talk bad about someone because you want to feel accepted, but it rarely ever makes you feel good about yourself. Rule number 2, avoid harsher language like the F-bomb, but if you're in doubt, just don't do it. Usually in a casual setting, it's okay, but in a more professional one, you never know who's watching and you never know who is going to go tell someone what you said. Number 10 is to say people's names. When you remember people's names, especially when you first meet them, psychologically, people tend to like you more. Something that helps is saying their name out loud when you introduce each other, so saying, oh, nice to meet you, blank. Number 11, bring a notebook to every meeting, even if you don't use it. Number 12, follow up. Don't ghost people, okay? Especially people you meet at networking events. Do not just ghost people. Say thank you instead of sorry, because so often we'll say, I'm sorry I'm late, instead of thank you for waiting. When you thank people for their time and you stop over apologizing for everything, naturally people start to respect you more. And when you do say sorry and apologize to someone, people will know that you really mean it. Number 14 is to set your Zoom name to your actual name. Don't have it be something like Kitty XOXO. You know what I mean? Like I see so often I'll go into into Zoom calls and then people's names are their Discord name or their online persona name, use your actual name on Zoom because it just gives more of an unprofessional vibe if you don't have it set to your name. And number 15, this is so important, always smell good. Okay, make sure your breath smells good, make sure you have mints, make sure you have deodorant on. Nobody wants to talk and network with someone who has onion breath or smells like sweat. Something that I do is I have a little small perfume in my bag, just in case I forget to spray on perfume before I leave or I need a little bit of a fresher. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I hope these tips help you in your professionalism, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there and say yes to opportunities you get. Professionalism isn't about being older or wiser or having a certain look. It's about incorporating your personality into your life and what you do for work. That is the only thing professionalism is, and it's about how you treat people. Relationships are everything. So if you make people feel good about themselves, they will automatically feel good about you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.